Today's primary coupon is built around 6 home win selections. Even though all 6 picks point in the same direction, the logic behind them is not identical. Some of these matches are driven by a clear quality gap. Others are more about structure, control, and the home side being better equipped to manage the game. Let's go through them one by one. We start with Braga against Arouca. This is one of the strongest legs on the entire primary coupon. The confidence score is 83, and the model is extremely clear here. Braga are projected at 2.62 expected goals, while Arouca sit at just 0.74. The 1x2 distribution is even more decisive, 77.1% for the home win, 15.1% for the draw, and only 7.8% for the away win. The top scorelines are 2-0, 3-0, and 2-1. So the basic story of the match is simple. Braga are expected to control territory, create the clearer chances, and spend most of the game on the front foot. This is not a thin edge. It is a strong superiority signal. The qualitative side supports that read as well. Braga still look like the more serious, more complete side, while Arouca project more as a team that can only become dangerous if Braga lose focus or let the match drift. There's also a goals case in the background, but the cleaner and safer play stays with the straight home win. For this coupon, Braga do not need to be spectacular. They just need to be the better team for 90 minutes, and everything in the data suggests they should be. Next up is Athletico Paranaense against Chapecoense AF. This one carries a confidence score of 81. The model gives Athletico 2.3 expected goals and Chapecoense 0.93. That is a strong edge, though not quite as overwhelming as Braga. The 1x2 split comes in at 67.6% for the home win, 19.2% for the draw, and 13.2% for the away win. The top scorelines are 2-0 and 2-1, with 1-1 still appearing in the background. That matters because it tells us the home side are clearly favored, but this is not a matchup where the away team completely disappears from the projection. There is still some game state volatility here. In fact, the value radar flashes strongest on over 2.5 goals. So from a pure market angle, there is a live case for a more open game. But the official pick stays on the home side, and that makes sense. Athletico still hold the structural edge, the stronger overall profile, and the cleaner baseline scenario. Nothing in the qualitative review produced a major downgrade or serious warning sign. So the final read is not that this has to become a shootout. The read is that Athletico should have enough control and enough attacking weight to come through at home. 2-0 and 2-1 are both perfectly consistent with that script. The third match is Celta Vigo against Real Oviedo. This one lands with a confidence score of 79. The model gives Celta 1.77 expected goals and Oviedo 0.72. The 1x2 probabilities are 61.9% for the home win, 24% for the draw, and 14.1% for the away win. The leading scorelines are 1-0, 2-0, and 1-1. This is a very clean profile. The market is not asking Celta to win a wild match. It is asking them to win a controlled home game in which they create more and concede less. That is exactly the kind of selection that often belongs on a primary coupon. The best picks are not always the loudest picks. Sometimes the cleanest edge is simply the stronger home side in a match that does not need chaos to separate the teams. The value radar also points directly to the home win as the clearest positive edge. That is important confirmation, because model direction and price logic are aligned here. The qualitative layer backs it too. Celta's home advantage, stronger overall framing, and cleaner team profile all reinforce the same side. So there is no need to force a goals, angle, or complicate the read. The selection stays simple, Celta to win. This looks much more like a disciplined 1-0 or 2-0 type of result than a dramatic end-to-end game. The fourth match is Maritimo against Portimonense. This one is a little lower on the confidence scale at 75, but it still makes the primary coupon for a reason. The model gives Maritimo 1.69 expected goals and Portimonense 0.79. The 1x2 split is 58.3% for the home win, 25.2% for the draw, and 16.5% for the away win. The most likely scorelines are 1-0, 2-0, and 1-1. So this is not the most explosive matchup on the board. It is more compact, more controlled. more dependent on the home side managing the game properly. The pricing card shows value on under 2.5, and the projected corners total is also low. That supports the same picture. This is unlikely to be a frantic, high-event match unless something unusual happens early. The research layer still supports Maritimo as the cleaner side and does not inject any major uncertainty into the matchup. That is why it stays in the primary group instead of being pushed down to secondary. The expected path here is straightforward. Maritimo take control, limit the away side's attacking output, and do enough to win without needing fireworks. This is the kind of leg that may look less glamorous than others, but from a coupon-building perspective it adds balance. The fifth match is Lyon against Lorient. Confidence score here is 78. The model projects 1.74 expected goals for Lyon and 0.87 for Lorient. The 1x2 distribution is 57.4% for the home win, 24.8% for the draw, and 17.8% for the away win. The top scorelines are 1-0, 1-1, and 2-0. That sequence tells you immediately that this is not a free-scoring certainty. Lyon are favored, yes, but the shape of the match still allows for resistance if the game stays tight for a long stretch. Interestingly, the value radar shows a slight edge on under 2.5 and even a small lean toward the draw from a pure price versus fair line perspective. So the home win is not the loudest market value signal on the card. But the broader research frame still keeps Lyon on the correct side of the matchup. The qualitative layer treats Lyon as the team more likely to respond, impose themselves, and carry the match responsibility at home. So this is not a pick built purely on mispricing. It is a pick built on the overall football logic of the spot. Lyon remain the more likely winners, even if the path may require patience rather than dominance from the first minute. This feels like a 1-0 or 2-0 kind of home result, not necessarily a blowout. The final primary match is Bologna against Lecce. Confidence score is 77. The model assigns Bologna 1.48 expected goals and Lecce 0.75. The 1x2 probabilities are 54% for the home win, 27.9% for the draw, and 18.2% for the away win. The top scorelines are 1-0, 1-1, and 2-0. This is another match where the edge is more structural than spectacular. Bologna are not being projected to overwhelm Lecce with raw attacking volume. They are being projected to out-execute them. To be more stable, more organized, and more likely to create the higher quality moments while giving away fewer dangerous openings. The value radar shows a small positive edge on under 2.5, while the home win sits closer to fair price. So this is one of those matches where the market may already understand the shape of the game reasonably well. Still, the qualitative layer strengthens Bologna's side of the case. The research notes point to Bologna having the stronger overall structure, while Lecce continue to look lighter in attack. That combination is enough to keep Bologna in the primary coupon. This is a disciplined home win angle, not a flashy one. If Bologna control territory, protect transitions, and avoid gifting momentum, the numbers suggest they should come through. So when you zoom out, this primary coupon is not just 6 random home favorites stacked together. It is 6 home win selections with different strengths and different match textures. Braga is the strongest superiority signal on the board. Athletico Paranaense bring a strong home edge with a little more game state movement. Celta Vigo look like one of the cleanest model and price alignments. Maritimo add a more compact, lower event control profile. Lyon rely more on overall team quality and match context than on raw price value. And Bologna rounded out as a solid structure versus fragility home spot. The common thread is simple. This coupon is built on taking the cleaner side, not chasing the loudest market. It is more about trusting match control than forcing aggressive side angles. That is the full read on today's primary coupon.